I mean, I came up with it myself. No, I didn't. But really, I know this time of the year is busy and it gets a little bit crazy. Our routine sometimes is a little different depending on, plans that you have going, coming and going places. But try to stay on some kind of routine, especially with your sleep. Stay hydrated, and wash your hands, and that will help you out a lot. Is stay doing those things specifically. Try not to be around people that are sick, and if you see someone cough without covering your mouth, then just knock them out. Find the nearest thing. This would be my nearest thing. You remember I used these as my crutches a month or so ago when my foot was hurt. Just take something like this and just whack them. Tell them to go home. How's that for advice? I'll probably get banned from the internet for saying something. I
I doubt it.
I don't really mean it. I just want y'all to take care of yourself and be mindful of those things that are around you. So here we go. We are working our way towards the end of class, and we are looking at our last class being on December the 9th. So that's wild that it's so close. So only 3 more classes after today. Remember that we will start up classes in January. We will have the same schedule that we have now. So the class will be at 10 to 11 or at 1:30 to 2:30 on Tuesdays. And the way this class works is we start all the way over to the very beginning, and we start slow and review. You can be in this class for as long as you want to, and I promise you, you're going to get different and new things out of it. Linda can attest to it. The very first time you're, shown this information, you hear it one way. Fast forward time, and you receive it differently. You just get different out of it. I've been teaching Tai Chi since 2012, and I continue to get different things out of it, especially compared to the first time that I was shown these moves. So there's no problem forever being in part 1 class. You may decide that you want to take a break for a little bit. We have 2 16-week sessions a year. The one is January to usually May, and then the other one is August to December, somewhere in that little area of time. So you may want to take a session off and come back next August. That's fine. I'd love for you to keep coming back. Or if you're just very interested, you might want to give Friday's class a try. That's the exploring class. Miss Nora, she comes to this class and Friday's class. And Friday's class kind of starts where this class ends, and we practice more of what's in this class. Right now we're working on part 2, which is a whole nother series of movements. I think there are 9 series. There are 9 movements in part 2. So, it's just has a whole different focus. So that's what you have coming up. You don't have to make a decision now. You'll either let me know or let Sam know what you want to do, and we'll make sure you get signed up for the right class. So we have learned, if we want to put that in quotations, we've been exposed to part 1 movements, 6 basic and 6 advanced. We're not masters of it, but we have been exposed to it all. So now it's a matter of practicing, honing our skills, and being reminded of the pieces and parts of those moves. So that's what we'll be doing today. We'll start by doing our warm-ups, getting into our stable stance, where our body is upright. We're not holding any tension anywhere. Relaxed shoulders, that soft bend in our knees, elbows, in all of our joints. We just keep our body really soft. And we breathe. We try not to hold our breath. We remind ourselves and check in with ourselves to make sure that we are not holding our breath. Let's begin. Oh, let me put on our music. I knew something was missing. All right. Starting with our warm-ups, all of our major joints, beginning with our neck. Reminding ourselves to go slow, smooth, and continuous. So even in our warm-ups, we practice our principles. As we go side to side, you don't have to go as far as you can, just go to where you feel a slight stretch. Let's roll our shoulders. We always roll forward first. And we think small circles about the size of a quarter. And then we roll our shoulders back. Rolling back helps reset our posture. Plus it just feels good. Big shoulder circle. For our spine, go to our ball and separate, pushing up and down at the same time. Stretching that spine, come back to our ball and switch. I like to inhale as I come to my ball and exhale as I separate. I feel like I get a better stretch doing that. Let's go side to side. Again, notice we're not going as far as we can go. We're stopping just above that knee, switching and going to the other side. And this movement is like our waving hands in clouds. Wave, if you want to call it. I call it a turn because we're actually turning our bodies. All right, for our hips, this is where it gets serious because we start transferring weight, holding weight on one leg, heel forward, hands back, pause in the middle, toe back, hands forward. And when we place that toe back, it's backing at an angle like a kickstand. We don't lock our knees still, even though that leg is back. And the leg that's holding our weight has a slight bend to it. So we try not to lock our joints. Switching sides. I'm reminded of how far we've come since August. Hopefully you feel that your legs are stronger than they were when we first started. Doing this weight transfer, holding weight on one leg, really does increase the strength and the stabilizing nature of these muscles. And we just get that over time through practice. On side to side. Staying upright. Resist the urge to lean. And if you need to hold on to a chair and skip this hand movement, that's fine. The main thing is you're practicing weight transfer and you're doing it in a way that you feel comfortable. For our knees, shift weight, lift, tap and punch. I'm keeping my foot really close to the floor, just kind of hovering over the floor. You can tap the floor if you don't want to lift it into the air. Takes a lot of balance to lift that leg high. Let's step out. Small step, keeping both feet on the floor as we shift a little weight to that front leg and back, side by side. Take your time. Remember, slow, smooth, and continuous. It's hard to slow down as we come to class sometimes. Depending on what you had to do before or what you have to do after, it might be harder for you to slow down. Now for our ankles, shifting weight, heel toe. Bring it back, shift weight, heel toe. Back, shift weight, and big toe, little toe. My son is in college at Middle Georgia, and he let us know, I think it was yesterday, that he's going into physical therapy assistant program starting next fall. And that just thrills me to death. And I was telling him if he needed a special speaker at his class to call me, and I'll come do a special speaker about, range of motion type movements that we do. And we were talking about the ankle, and he used all the fancy words of the ankle, and the way we turn our ankle, it has big fancy words. And I said, well, we sometimes call it corn and bunion. He said, oh my Lord.
Whole lot easier for us old folks to
That's right.
understand.
I can't even remember the words he used. It was real, but he's also trying to pass a test, so he has to know that. Um,
Yeah.
I've entered into the different world. Like one day he'll learn the everyday language ways to describe it too. So he'll have me to lean on for that.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for him. So if y'all go to physical therapy one day in a couple of years, you might get to be treated by my son. That's exciting to know. All right, so we're going to go through our basic 6 and advanced 6 both ways. And I'm going to call out the names of the movements. It's kind of a test. I do it every time as we progress through the class, because I want you to kind of get an idea where you feel real good about, what you know, and then what are the parts that you're like, ooh, I know I've heard that move, but I'm not sure all the pieces and parts. So let's go through it a couple times, just calling out the names of the movements. I'll talk you through them. We'll go through some of the specifics of each one, and we'll just continue to practice. All right, so let's get in our stable stance, reminding ourselves to breathe. Slow, smooth, continuous. Reminding ourselves that when we step, it's an empty step and that we don't immediately give it weight. From the top, and commence. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Our cheat sheets on the wall in front of me. About said behind me. Well, it is behind me too. I got that cheat sheet everywhere. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Advanced 6. Brush knee. Play the loop. Parry punch. Kind of left y'all hanging. Open and close. Brush knee. Play the loop. Parry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Close it out. There's one thing we know for sure, it's open and close. We got that, we can feel great about it. But let's go through it again. And commence. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Advance 6. Brush knee. Play the loop. Parry punch. Block and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Brush knee. Play the loop. Parry punch. Block and close. Push the tiger. Open and close. Close it out. How did you do? Did you surprise yourself how well you did?
I don't think so. Wasn't full of surprises.
That's okay. Well, it's you came here to learn. If you already knew everything, if you could do it all on your own all the time, then you wouldn't need to come here. So you came to the right place for review and just to go over each of the moves and remind yourselves what they each entail. So let's start with our basic 6, and then we'll go over it again. So our basic 6 starts with commencement, and it's a step forward. And what we try to learn with these movements is to pair the arm movement with weight shifting. And that helps us do our advanced 6, helps us be more successful with that, because those movements go weight shift and hand movement. So we get a little bit of a taste of it in our basic 6, starting with commencement. Now just our footwork in commencement is a step forward where we shift right. We place that left out, and remember, when we step or when we place a foot, we don't immediately give it weight. So that's called an empty step. So we shift right, we place that left foot, then we shift left, and then we bring that right foot forward, and then we even out the weight to where when we end and go into our open and close, we have weight on both feet. So 2 times we have hand movement with weight shift. So we bring our hands up, we bring them down and shift to the right. Place the left foot out, our hands come in and up. Now we're ready to take our hands out as we shift left. We bring the right foot forward, our hands come back, and we have weight now on both feet. So we open and close. Now what it looks like from the front, I'll do it in mirror image. We bring our hands up, down, shift right, place left, hands come in and up. We shift left as those hands go out. We bring that right foot forward and our hands come back. Weights on both feet while we open and close. So to show you from the side, and I won't be doing mirror image, I'll say the right words and do the correct leg, but just to show you my hands. When we bring our hands up for commencement, they're away from our bodies, but remember, we don't lock joints. There's still those soft joints. So we're away from our body, but not straight out like Frankenstein. So we bring our hands up and down, in, up, out, and back in. So because our word in our principle is continuous, we try to make that as smooth as possible. Up, down, in. So we never really stop moving. We just change direction or change our hands through that commencement move. So we bring those hands up, down, shift right. Place left, hands come in and up. Shift left as they go out. Right foot forward, hands come back. And now open and close. So you could see where my hands were in relation to my body. Those are our first 2 moves. And we do open and close several times throughout that series of movements with our basic and advanced 6. And your open and close is, it's a breath. That's one thing. So when we inhale, my hands open because my lungs are filling with air and it pushes my hands out. And when I exhale, my hands close. So you can use open and close as a breath without even moving your hands. Your lungs move your hands. So you can practice that open and close, and your hands open and close from breathing. So that's one way open and close is done. Another way is adding in that gentle resistance. So it's like we're pulling and pushing that accordion, if you want to think about that instrument. And you may have never even experienced that, but you know, pulling, you've probably seen one on TV, and then pushing. And usually it's like, you'll see it and it'll be kind of wavy. I think that serves some kind of purpose. But ours is just open and close. But by pulling open and pushing closed, then that utilizes gentle resistance. And so, you know, that just works muscles a little differently. So we purposely opened and closed our hands. So our muscles were involved versus using a breath to open and close. Another way that I use open and close, and this is specifically to advanced six, when I finish commencement, I mean, I've just stepped forward. My feet are in the right location. But later on, maybe when we do waving hands in clouds, that's in our basic six. Maybe we got to the end of our waving hands in clouds and our feet are too close together. So when I open and close, I go, I just adjusted my feet so that now I'm ready to do that next move of single whip. So that's another way I use open and close. It's kind of a check-in to say, how is my feet? Are they in a position to continue to our next move? If they're too close together, when we get to our advanced six, at the end of that final waving hands in clouds, if my feet are close together like this, how am I going to do brush knee? If I shift the weight, if I'm really, really strong, I can hold, you know, the weight on that one foot. But how am I going to turn that foot in? I'm going to step on my own foot. So I need my feet to be hip width apart at least, so that when I shift, I have the space to turn that toe. And then I'm still open and wide enough to be stable. And that may come with time, and it may come with getting it wrong. You know, you may go, oh, I think my feet are fine. And then you go to do that brush knee and you go to turn, and then you're like, oh yeah, I was too close. And so then the next time you make the adjustment. And that's part of body awareness. And that comes with time, with practicing Tai Chi and being mindful of how your body is positioned, and that you're positioning it in a way that decreases your chance of falling, that you're not holding tension, you're not leaning or bending, you're holding your body with that upright posture. And so you can think about, and you know what that feels like, and you fix it whenever you get in a bad way. And so that's probably one of my biggest gifts of Tai Chi that I've experienced, is recognizing when I'm holding tension and letting it go. Or keeping my body, or my legs specifically, in a wider stance and supporting the weight of my body like this, versus, say, if I'm talking and I lean into this hip and all my weight's on this one leg, and you know, maybe I lift my foot up, or you know, I'm holding it to like this. Okay, so if I'm standing like this and all my weight is pushed into this hip, then that's going to start hurting my hip. That's going to have my hip out of an alignment, and I can start having pain in my hip and possibly my lower back just standing here like this. So if I widen my stance and hold myself in a more stable way, then I'm less likely to have those pains. So I've learned to recognize how I hold my body. That's going to set myself up for success. And that is from Tai Chi. All right, so that talking about the purposes of open and close, so that we have that proper amount of space to move forward to our next moves. And so those are different ways you can use open and close. So our next move is single whip. Now single whip, we shift the weight to one leg. The first one we do to the right, we step out with the right foot. When we step, it's an empty step, so we don't immediately give it weight. When we step, that foot's at a slight angle, but what we're moving our body into is called a staggered stance. And so that staggered stance, again, is a very stable stance. And so we go into that staggered stance, we shift left, we place right, our hands are facing each other from open and close. When we push those hands out, that's when we give that weight to that right foot. And now we have weight on both of our feet. This is a very stable stance. Turn our hands, and then we separate our hands as if we take our hands down the wall, and our eyes follow the hand opposite of the foot that stepped out. Now, I don't want you to forget about the hand that you're not looking at. So experience it for yourself. I want you to move the hand that you're looking at and forget this one even exists. So you're here, you turn, and you just move that one, the one that you're looking at. Now I want you to remember that you have a whole nother hand and you open it up. Did you feel that? Did you feel your chest open? Did you feel these muscles stretch in the back of your, in your shoulders, under your neck, the top of your back? So don't forget about the hand that you're not looking at. Because I've done that before, years ago. And I didn't know it until I saw myself in a picture. And then I thought, oh, I forgot about that hand. So do that complete opening of those hands when you do the single whip. Now we come to our waving hands in clouds, our little 4-step cheat sheet. Now we are walking to the side. We are what I call Tai Chi walking. So the first time we do it, we're going to the left, and just the walking part, the step and the shift. We step, shift, step, shift, step, shift. Remember, when we step, it's empty. Then we give it weight. Step empty, shift, give it weight. Okay, this is an exercise. So if you never learned the series of movements that we do in Tai Chi, the footwork of waving hands in clouds, the Tai Chi walking to the side, is a movement that will serve your legs, strengthening your leg muscles. So if you can't remember any of that stuff, remember how to walk sideways. You put that foot out there without weight, then give it weight. Then step, then give it weight. And here, you're learning a little bit more body awareness because your steps can be too far or too close. So when you follow step, you don't want your feet to touch. You want to be about hip width apart. And when you step out, you don't want to step all the way out because you're kind of stuck here. Now, you stepped out so far that you had to transfer weight. You couldn't keep all this weight on this other foot. So you keep that a little further than hip width apart. So all the weight's still on this foot, then transfer your weight. So the more you practice walking Tai Chi walking to the side, you start getting more and more body awareness of how big or small your steps need to be. And so you can't look at my feet and take a ruler and be like, okay, hers are about, 14 inches. Okay, I need mine to be 14 inches. Our bodies are all different, so our steps may be a little different, the size of our steps. So I encourage you always to practice the footwork of waving hands and clouds for the sake of strong legs. Same thing with just Tai Chi walking forward. Step empty, shift. Step empty, shift. So I don't encourage you to do this in public because you may get run over for going so slow. But it's something you could set a timer 5, 10, 15 minutes and practice Tai Chi walking in your house. I don't like walking backwards unless you can see what's behind you. I have the luxury of a camera. I can see there's nothing behind me, but you might not have that in your house. You might not be looking in a camera or a mirror. So if you want to practice back and front, like we do in our Advanced 6, and I encourage you to do this because it works these muscles all the which way around. When we step sideways, we're working them this way, and when we step forward and then come back, we're working them in a different way. So to do that, you can step forward, empty, shift, and then just follow step. So bring that foot up a little bit. Now step it back, step empty, shift, follow step. So you're stepping forward and you're stepping back, but essentially you're staying in the same place, right? And so you can put one foot in front of the other and practice step, shift, follow step, and then switch to where the other foot is out front. Practice step forward, follow step, step back, shift, follow step. So hold on just a second.
I'm sorry, do you want this ring straight?
Yeah, you can come on in. I'm just teaching my
Sorry
class.
about that.
You're fine. All right, so those moves are pieces and parts of our Advanced 6 movements or our Basic 6 movements, but they're taking out of the series and you're just practicing it for the sake of the benefit. And the benefit is strengthening muscles and improving your stamina and physical fitness. And that's what happens whenever you take time to do the work as you get the benefits. So it's not about learning what waving hands and clouds is. It's not learning about all these, fun moves that we do. That's kind of like a dance. It's happy Thanksgiving. Have a great day. Thank you. We want him to come in. We want him to keep the bugs away, right? So anyway, practice those moves and don't be overwhelmed by all of these moves that we have to do. So I hope that you get grace from me as your teacher. I never want you to feel overwhelmed by learning all of these things and feeling pressure. What I want for you more than anything is to get a benefit so that you don't fall. Bexley has turned into like a mini Atlanta or something because we have sirens. It's like all day long we have sirens here.
I hear them.
I said, I think that they get paid just to turn their sirens on because they seem to just, and then it'll be more cops than I even think live in this town. Just flying up and down this road. All right. So maybe that was helpful. I hope it was helpful. I meant for it to be. So let's go to, let me pause. Do y'all have any questions? Because I've run my mouth for about 20 minutes. I think I may have breathed.
I don't have any.
I don't either.
Okay. So, Advanced 6, this is our challenge of learning Advanced 6. And remember that the basic 6 is what Dr. Lamb uses for seated Tai Chi. So if you prefer seated Tai Chi, you can do those moves seated by pushing your feet into the floor. Backing up all the way, if you want to do seated and push your feet into the floor, just practicing engaging muscle, never mind the moves, that's a way to practice. Also, holding your chair and shifting weight from one leg to the other, because some days you may have a weakness and you might not be able to walk around. You may not, you just might not have the confidence, or you might be a little fearful of falling. So get a stable chair and shift the weight in place. You can shift side to side. You can go into that staggered stance and shift forward and shift back. So you never have to take steps. You can shift weight. Put the other one in front, holding onto that chair in the stable stance, shifting weight front and shifting weight back. So remember that you can break it down very simply and utilize what you need for balance, because we don't want you to fall. All right, Advanced 6, reviewing our moves before we cool down. So remember I talked about weight shift and hand movement. And so we get that just a lot in our Advanced 6. So we're coming from open and close. We're going to shift left. We're going to turn that right toe in. We're going to shift right. And when we shift right, we lay that right hand out and our left hand comes over and protects our elbow. Then we bring that left foot back and that left hand down to our hip. We step left. That step is empty. I bring my right hand up and turn it. Now I'm ready to shift weight and do something with my hand. So shift left and push that right hand and then follow step. So notice that I didn't lock my joint. I extended it out but didn't lock the joint. So there is brush knee. Play the loop. I step back right. I turn my hands. I prepare them to pass each other. Shift as they pass. And when I get to that elbow, follow step left. So I'm not taking very big steps. I shifted weight as I moved my arms. And then I follow stepped at the end. A follow step gets no weight, ideally, unless you need to for safety. Follow step is the next step, or the first step of the next move. So parry punch, we step left and flip our hands. We shift as we parry. We step right, flip our hands. We shift as we parry. We step left, we put up that guard. Our right hand comes to our front pocket. We shift as we deliver. I think of it as flowers, and follow step right. Block and close. We step back right, release our hands, shift as they come back to our hips, follow step left, push the tiger, step left, push as I shift, follow step right, now to the front, step, shift, step, hands face, open and close. Brush knee, shift right, left toe in, shift left, lay left, that right hand goes over the elbow, separate, prepare, step right, bring that left hand up and turn, shift right as I push, and follow step left. Play the loop, step back, turn hands, preparing them to pass each other, shift left as they pass, and follow step right. Parry punch, step and flip, shift and parry, step and flip, shift and parry, step, guard, we've got our left hand at our front pocket, we shift as we deliver, follow step left, block and close, Step back, release hands. Shift as they come to our hips and follow step. Push the tiger. Step right. Shift as I extend those arms. Follow step left. Now let's go to the front. Step, shift, step, hands face, open, and close. Close it out. So those are all of our moves. Talk through them. Any questions about those? Advanced 6.
No.
No.
We will continue to go over those in the next 3 weeks. So whatever I can do to answer any questions about the pieces and parts, I'm happy to do that. So that's what we'll be doing the next few weeks. We will be practicing our moves with our principles in mind. So remember, everything we do is in principle. Even in our warm-ups, we go slow, smooth, and continuous. Sometimes in some moves lend themselves better or more or less to gentle resistance. We always keep that upright posture. There is not always weight transfer in our warm-ups, but definitely weight transfer in our moves. And so we'll be going through all of our moves one principle at a time and experiencing those with just one thing in mind. So let's cool down. Let's give ourselves a nice fist massage. The more time we practice, the more tired our legs get. They work hard for us to practice that weight transfer. And so this nice little fist massage helps make them feel better. Potentially helps keep them from getting sore. But you probably still will get a little bit sore from using those leg muscles. All right, let's gather tension and reminding ourselves we don't want to live with tension and let it go. Tension can lead to pain, and we don't want pain. So remember what tension feels like. Recognize it and let it go. And that's part of body awareness. So tense and relax. Tense and relax. Shoulder circle. I like to do this one seated because I don't have to worry about my legs. I can just find comfort in a chair, close my eyes, and breathe as I come up and push down. We take our right fist, that represents our strength. Our left fingers together represents our friendship. Our thumb in our humility. We put those together and in mutual respect, namaste. That is on our shirt. So right there it says namaste.
Okay.
If you want to know how it's spelled. So we'll do it again next week. If y'all need me before then, y'all just let me know and I'll do what I can to help you. But I hope y'all have a great week. And next week we can say, I hope y'all have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes. You do too.
I hope I do too. I got word a little while ago that my husband, he was supposed to work this weekend, that weekend work was canceled. And I said, my wish came true. So I'm glad. I'll be so glad to have him home. All right, y'all. Y'all let me know if I can do anything. But have a great week, and I love you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Love
Okay.
you.
Bye.